There's a new smartphone brand in town, and it's called Pocophone. And this is their very first smartphone, the Pocophone F1. Hi, I'm Michael Josh. You're watching Gadget Match. Let's meet the new Pocophone. So this is the Pocophone, and as you can see, it's by a familiar brand name. The name of the phone is the F1. It comes in a black box, but over here on the back is a bit of yellow. We are unboxing the special armored edition today. Let's go ahead and slice this baby open. Okay, let's lift up the box. Ooh, look at that yellow. First up, a user guide and a jelly case. You'll get a different colored case depending on the color of your phone. So let's take a quick look at the specs. A Snapdragon 845 processor, liquid cooling system, AI dual camera with autofocus, and a 4000 milliamp hour battery with Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0. Pretty impressive. And if there's any doubt about its origins, there are the words by Xiaomi printed over here. Okay, now let's get the phone out of the box. We'll take a look at the phone later, but initial impressions, I do like the weight and the heft of this phone. Also in the box, you have a standard USB charger, a USB-C cable, and last but not the least, a SIM ejector tool. Now let's go ahead and peel off the plastic. The back of the Pocophone is made up of polycarbonate plastic, but this special armored edition has a Kevlar-like coating to it. On the bottom, you can see the Pocophone branding with the words by Xiaomi printed in a smaller font. I do like these red accents around the cameras, and underneath, a fingerprint sensor. Button and port placements are like this. On the right-hand side, a volume rocker and a power button. On the left, a hybrid SIM card slot for 2 nano SIMs or 1 nano SIM and a micro SD card. Up top, a headphone jack, and on the bottom, speaker grills flanking a USB-C port. When you set it up, there is a special Poco theme that's different from the standard MIUI theme. Let's go ahead and pick that one. Now this is what the user interface looks like. One of the most significant changes is the presence of an app drawer. Out of the box, the phone runs Android 8.1 Oreo. Now the notch is not your thing. You can go into settings, full screen display, and turn the notch off completely, as you can see over here. And if you want to get rid of these on-screen buttons, you can do so as well by switching to full screen gestures. Swiping up takes you home. Now let's take a look at the jelly case. Fits like this, but if you ask me, especially if you have the armored version, then you don't really need the case at all. I would pretty much rather use the phone like this. So, is the Pocophone F1 your gadget match? Of course, we'll have to use it first, but you don't have to wait. Just keep on watching for the rest of our review. So, it's been a week since we unboxed the Pocophone, and I've gotta say, we're truly impressed. On the outside, it may look unassuming, but we're not complaining. In fact, while the glossy, colorful glass phones of 2018 look more flashy and expensive, we like how this Kevlar finish on this model feels. How it feels secure, like it won't slip and break, and how we don't need to pop on a case to protect it. And on the inside, it doesn't feel like there are any compromises either. And for a phone that offers high-end specs for just around $300, you'd expect there to be. Its top-of-the-line Snapdragon 845 processor is the clincher here. Let's pause for some context. I know that us at Gadget Match are not really specs kind of folks, but allow me to expound. In the Android smartphone space, most of the best phones each year run a Snapdragon 8 series phone. This year, it's the 845. The Samsung Galaxy S9, HTC U12 Plus, Xperia XZ2 Premium, LG G7 ThinQ all have it. These phones cost anywhere between $700 to $800. Then there are the disruptors, the OnePlus 6 and Xiaomi Mi 8. These phones cost between $450 and $530. The Pocophone F1, $300. When it comes to speed and performance, this phone took everything we threw at it. In fact, I spent hours playing PUBG on the highest settings without any hiccup. Most phones at this price point will run at medium. We even cranked it up to ultra, and it still did fine. Speaking of gaming, the audio experience on this phone isn't too shabby either. It has stereo speakers, meaning there is audio coming from the bottom firing speakers over here, and from the earpiece over here, which makes watching YouTube videos a lot more enjoyable. Like its more premium brothers, the Mi Mix 2S and the Mi 8, this phone also has USB-C, and I probably sound like a broken record by now, but if you've watched any of our videos recently, I believe that USB-C should be the standard for any phone on any price point in 2018. And while we're comparing, unlike its big brothers, it still has a headphone jack. Camera performance is good too. The phone has artificial intelligence built in, not as aggressive as other brands, and you can turn it off if it's not your cup of tea. There's also software-based portrait mode using the selfie camera, which actually works really well. See, in this example, we purposely shot some selfies with a crazy busy background, and it did just fine. Here are some other photo samples shot using the Pocophone F1. We were also impressed by the phone's battery performance. The phone comes with a 4000 mAh battery, the same amount of juice seen on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. In our tests, the phone lasted us a full day on a single charge and then some. Over the years, I've realized that when it comes to the user interface on a smartphone, whether you like it or not, all boils down to personal preferences. The Pocophone F1 runs MIUI, but a special version of MIUI made specifically for Poco. When it comes to MIUI, I personally have liked it, but a complaint of some users is that it lacked an app drawer. That peeve has been solved specifically on this version of MIUI, and it makes a world of difference. While we're excited for folks in India, Southeast Asia, and Europe, it's still a bit disappointing that Xiaomi, maybe through Pocophone, still is not ready for its US debut just yet. Whether you're a fingerprint sensor or face unlock kind of guy, this phone's got you covered. Both are super quick, they unlock in a jiffy. Face unlock especially is so fast that sometimes I'm not even sure if it's actually turned on. So, is the Pocophone F1 your gadget match? If you're a no frills, no compromises kind of user, then this is definitely a phone that you should consider. We're really thrilled to see this team inside Xiaomi not only push the boundaries of what a flagship smartphone should be even further, but also rethinking and redefining it. And for that, we wholeheartedly give it the Gadget Match seal of approval. But what about you guys? Is this kind of flagship phone your cup of tea? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you'd like an even more in-depth video on the Pocophone, let us know about that as well. As always, you know the drill. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow Gadget Match on social media, and make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm Michael Josh. Thanks for dropping by.